core belief of what allows them to get to where they want to be?
Be willing to work harder than the next guy, take the next person, take more pain than the next person, and just don't stop and don't quit. That's it. And if you're not doing that, you're going to finish second or third.
Legend life.
You probably like to think of yourself as a rational human being. Like when you have a decision to make, you take all the information, you make a pros and cons list, and you add that up to make the best decision possible. But you're a human being, and the truth of human beings is we are far more irrational than we'd like to admit. Oftentimes our decisions come down to the smallest irrational things, and oftentimes that can be just a few words. You can use this. This one is amazing for interviews. And I thought about not including it because I don't want to flood the market. It is incredibly powerful. Use it sooner because I am going to say it. It is going to, apparently a lot of people will see this and hopefully use this. But you use this one towards the end of an interview when they're asking you if you have any questions for them. And it's kind of a long one. It goes something like this. So obviously I'd love to get this job. But when you're thinking down the line, whether you hire me or whether you hire someone else, how will you know a year from now whether or not you made the right choice? What will that person had to have done to have been an excellent hire? When you say that, first off, I've gotten many, many messages from clients who have said, first off, the employer loved it. They were so happy to hear that you took the initiative to find out what it takes to be good in this role. But second, when they start reciting to you what a fantastic employee looks like, they're looking at you. And if you say it the way I said it, they're imagining having hired you and having had you been this person. When that is in their imagination and they go back to think of who are we going to hire, they've already spent time thinking of having you been an incredible employee. This one is so powerful, so valuable. Obviously, you still need to be qualified, but if you get to this point, it can really push you over the edge. So use it.
Now, if you don't know this quote, live by it. One can have no smaller or greater mastery than mastery over oneself. That's Da Vinci. Da Vinci did amazing things with his life. I wanted to do equally amazing things with mine. And if that's the game that we're playing, if I can construct my belief system, if I can choose at any moment to believe something that's more empowering than I was believing the moment before, and that will actually find its way into my actions, allow me to do things that I couldn't do the moment before, then it's like that moment in The Matrix where Neo realizes he knows Kung Fu. And that's like, as funny as that is, that's how I think about life. To me, the very fundamental purpose of life is to find out how many skills I can acquire that have utility and then put that utility to the test in service of something greater than myself. How many skills can I acquire that have utility, put that utility to the test in service of something greater than myself? That is for me the purpose of life. Now, I don't actually want to know Kung Fu. That is not the mission that I'm here to live, but I knew that I had to identify my mission. So what was going to be my mission? Mother Teresa has an amazing quote: nobody will act for the many, but people will act for the one. And that really struck me because I realized they were right. I was looking at this global pandemic of ill health and I wasn't moving into action, but thinking about my mom and my sister, or the uncle I had who ate himself to death when I was 12 years old. That made me want to act.
I was always trying to learn. I was always trying to figure out what I was doing wrong and what mistakes I was making. Because if you don't do that, that's something I learned from jiu-jitsu. You know, if you don't do that, then you're going to get passed by, and other people are going to figure some new way of doing it, and you're going to be left in the dark.
Yeah, as much as I like to use like the term "that was perfect," there really is nothing perfect in human beings. There's always room for improvement. There's always a shorter path. There's always a quicker victory. There's always there's always new things to learn. And as soon as you start thinking that you've mastered something to the point of an end, like you kind of missed out what it's all about in the first place. It's all about, you're constantly uncomfortable. You're supposed to be constantly uncomfortable. Yeah. And then in these little victories that you get, the good thing about when people tap, you get I get a little nice feeling right here.
Yeah.
I did
they're like,
right.
Let's go again.
And they're like, back to being uncomfortable. Yeah. And there's no getting around. And then he taps you and you're like, I should have quit while I was ahead. No, because you're missing the point. The point is that it's a long path, a long, arduous path, and I think anything that's worth doing is probably like that.
Visualization is a gift to your heart and your soul. It's a gift, because if the idea is the seed, visualization is the fertilizer. It's the fertilizer, because when your thoughts are connected with an emotion, see, you would visualize yourself winning, and you would feel all the emotion that came with that. And all you're doing now is you're not chasing a foreign emotion. You know the feeling, and now you're just doing what's necessary to get back to that feeling in real time.
Exactly.
And so what a good friend of mine, Vishen, who the CEO of Mind Valley, who you know, I did a visualization with him. We were in Bali, and he said to me afterwards, "I never get emotional." I cried.
He doesn't get emotional.
Right.
He's like
Right.
super, yeah.
Well, he was like, I cried. I got emotional. He goes, I figured it out. It's visualization. A good visualization brings in emotion. He was like, that's how you do it. And so I love doing visualizations because, and it's real important in the visualization, you can't see it over there. You have to see it right here.
To feel it.
You got to feel it right here. Like I am. It's all I am. I am in my dream home. I am in my dream relationship. And then unpack what that looks like. But most importantly, unpack what it feels like. And when you have that emotion in this moment, all of a sudden you stir up something that I don't think will ever go back to sleep. It'll go, okay, let's go get that. And what it really does is it sets up a state of cognitive dissonance. And cognitive dissonance is when you see something in your mind and you see yourself in a way that your behaviors are not currently leading to. And so your mind becomes disrupted and it goes, okay, can we get there?
Right, because I'm not there right now.
I'm not there right now, and that's not comfortable. Your mind wants to literally be congruent. What it thinks is what you're doing. What it thinks is what you're doing. And so when you set up a constant, and abundant thinkers like you and I, we do it unconsciously. We're constantly keeping ourselves in a state of cognitive dissonance, meaning, okay, what else? And I'm seeing Lisa over there and I'm going, okay, let me go. While being grateful for my now.
Yeah.
It's not in that I'm going to be whole and complete when I get over there. I'm whole and complete now. I just know I'm supposed to be over there. So let me do what's necessary to get over there. And let me evict any behaviors or characteristics that are stopping me, and let me adopt any new ones that I need.
So basically, after Chase saw my portfolio in 2012, he looked at it, like scrolled through it, and then he just looks at me and he says, you need to figure out what the one thing you can do in the world that is better than what anyone else can do. And I'm like, gosh, I'm not the best photographer, I'm not the best video editor, I'm not the best at anything, and I don't think I'm ever gonna be because I'm not technically minded. How can I figure out what this is so that I don't need to worry about earning money ever again? And I took that back with me. I thought about it for a little while, and the output of that thought was, I need to figure out what makes me unique as a human being, because I am the best at being me. No one else will be better at being me, no one else will be better at being Chase. And how can I take the skill sets of what makes me who I am, whether that's my upbringing, my culture, what I suck at, and take those and make those into marketing attributes.
Yeah, so, you used an example about you were raised as an engineer.
I was a mining engineer. That means, okay, mining engineering and photography, not very useful, but it gave me the ability to solve problems. So I can solve problems, I can communicate well. I had a background in martial arts, so now I understand movement, I can capture movement. And I really love talking to people, like I'm super communicative, so now I can be both a public-facing speaker, so I can not only narrate behind the scenes, I can also shoot them. So like these are just like attributes of who I am, and you take that all together, and now there's like a unique combination that no one else can be. And you need to market the shit out of that.
No, and I love this. This is the language that I use around this. That's a beautiful way of saying that. The language that I use around it is what makes you unique. Find that out and amplify that. And that is like, if we're all asked to take pictures that 1,000 people before us have taken, but what's the thing that you can put on there that's different, not just better? You referenced heritage, you referenced your awareness from martial arts. For me, it was my background in sports and action sports that led me to, I'm gonna photograph this because I know a ton about this. I know all the right people, I know the right places, I know the right stuff. I can do this myself. You know, I'm going to put myself in a position where most people would be afraid of for their life and get the shot. And I've seen you do that. Again, if I'm connecting the dots, looking backwards at you and your work and what I know about you now, that was
thanks to you.
Oh,
Yeah.
good job.
Yeah.
Good job, me. No, but again, I give that advice to thousands and tens of, maybe even millions of people, and very few people actually grasp it.
Took it seriously.
Yeah, you
I
did.
was like, I need to figure this out because money is a problem, and if
Yeah.
I want to make a living off what I do, how can I be unique? How can I be the only person that can do that job? And when you're the only person that can do something, you can ask for as much as you want, right? Because no one else can do it.